Good evening, race fans, and welcome to the National Sim Racing League Elevated Outdoors Truck Series here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, the Queen City 200. Welcome, everyone. I'm your host, Tyler Isley, and we are set to find out 18 drivers signed up to make the call here at this event. 134 laps. You can see it on the screen right now. Stage breaks at laps 45 and 90. Track length, this is a 1.45 mile, pretty much a mile and a half, D-shaped oval located in Concord, North Carolina. Tonight the weather is 78 degrees Fahrenheit, 47% humidity, partly cloudy, and 4-mile-an-hour winds. And man, it's shaping up to be a really good race. We saw an interesting race last week at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, which resulted in a Ryan Broderick win. We'll pull up the tower here and take a look at everybody on track right now. Fastest so far here in the happy hour. Final practice here for the National Sim Racing League Elevated Outdoor Truck Series. Jaden Bigman is your fastest at 29.94. Landon Lacy and Robbie Bice follow him, just a little under a tenth off. Instead of Ryan Broderick, also just about a tenth off. And then David Smeal rounds out your top five in that 29 truck. You're looking at him right now. Shaping up to be an incredible race this evening. Everybody out here from watching this last 30-45 minutes of practice, it's been nothing but fantastic, clean racing throughout. And I'm looking forward to it. First off, I want to thank everybody here. Affordable SEO and Marketing, Elevated Outdoors, and Speed Demon Incorporated. Speed Demon Incorporated deals with everything on iRacing, setups, graphics, and of course Speed Demon TV, which is where you're watching this broadcast right now. Set to finish out practice and the qualifying session going to get underway here soon. Again, just welcome everybody in. 18 cars are going to make the call tonight and take the green flag. You see 19 on your screen, Josh Aaron. Once again, he is our race control. He will not be running the race this evening. And with that, practice has come to a close. Checker flag is going to be out. So Jaden Bigman, your fastest in the final practice this evening. And with all that being said, it is now time for qualifying here in the National Sim Racing League. And we will see the first one on the track. Looks like it's going to be Zach Scott, and it will be. So we'll get a chance to look at him as we get started here. And that Circle B diecast, number 43. Another car set to go on the track. That is David Smith. You can see him sitting at the end of pit road, ready to come out on the track. Ryan Chapman as well, finding his way out onto the track. But for now, we take a look at Zach Scott. Driver out of Culpeper, Virginia, and that, again, the number 43 Chevy Silverado Circle B diecast. He's taking the green flag. Take a look who's the next closest to taking it. Looks like David Smeal is going to be the next one to take the green flag. Down the back straightaway, though, goes Zach Scott. His first time on the board this evening will set the bar. Apologies for that. I got to move the sponsors. First time on the board from Zach Scott, it is going to be a 30.62, 3062. With that, we'll take a look at David Smeal. He's about to go through turns 3 and 4 now and take the white flag on his qualifying run. Will David Smeal go top of the charts? He does, a 30.56, 3056. Found the wrong guy. Hit Ryan Chapman. He finished his lap. David Salter goes fastest. Zach Scott finishes his second lap. Not going to be faster, a 30.65. He'll be off the track now, and here we see David Salter out of Pasadena, Maryland. He's no longer quick time at the moment. Christopher Lynn, a 30.21. 30.21 for the driver of the number 48. David Smeal gets around Salter. Salter back to the top of the board, a 30.18. 30.18. And now here's Christopher Lynn. We can finally see his car this week. It's no longer just a teal bunch of mess. As he crosses the start-finish line, will he be able to retake quick time? He does, a 30.16. 30.16 for the driver of the number 48 DraftKings Racing Machine. Jaden Bingman just finished his first lap. Bingman down the back straightaway. And into turns 3 and 4. Jaden Bingman was arguably the fastest car on track last week. Ended up having a tough go of things. Did not get the win he probably deserved. That's going to be the fastest time so far at 29.99. First one under 30 seconds. Mark Zuckosi, second lap. He crossed the start-finish line. A 30.20. 30.20. That being said, we'll take a look at Robbie Weiss, who's getting ready to come out onto the track. And while we do that, I need to fix one thing here. We were supposed to have this voice chat turned off, so now that it's off. We look at Robbie Weiss finishing his first lap, or starting his first lap. Also, George Wood on track. He's ran a lap, but it did not seem to count. Landon Lacy also on the track. He's got one win on the season here with the NSRL Truck Series. But we'll look at Robbie Weiss. He's about to come through and finish his first qualifying lap. What kind of time is he going to have on the board? Jaden Bingman is your time to beat at 29.98. Robbie Weiss, his lap time goes second, and it's just tied. Jaden Bingman at 29.98 for Robbie Weiss. Landon Lacy going to try to outdo Robbie Weiss. He crosses the start-finish line. What will his lap time be? That's going to go 8th quick. Robbie Weiss coming around. He hits the wall out of turn number 4. He's not going to go faster. So Jaden Bingman's going to hold on to provisional pole for the time being. Down the back straightaway goes Landon Lacy for his final time here in qualifying. All the way down to that white and blue line. Sideways out of turn number 4. Hard to think that he'll get faster on this lap. And somehow he did a 30.18, a 30.18 for the driver, the number 24. And with that, the actions come to a little bit of a halt. Other guys of note, Kyle Milliken, it says he's 3 seconds off. I assume he had an accident on his first lap at the end of it, so he's not going to continue. And Justin Dilts, he's now moving his way out onto the track. Driver the number 19 from Phillipsburg, Pennsylvania. Justin Dilts down the back straightaway. And through 3 and 4, off turn 4. He's going to take the green flag for his qualifying session. Down the back straightaway for the first time goes Justin Dilts. Kayla McCarthy about to come out on track as well. Finding herself on the track. But out of turns number 4, Justin Dilts crosses the start-finish line. What will his lap time be? That's going to be 13th quick, a 30.983098, a full second off of Jaden Bingman. We'll see if Dilts can pull anything together here in his final lap of qualifying. Justin Dilts had such a great race last week. Hope to see him kind of build off the momentum and through 3 and 4 for the final time in his qualifying session. Caleb McCarthy's just took the green flag. You see Dilts crossing the start finish line, and we'll pick up Caleb McCarthy. Dilts goes 30.74. He picked up about 2.5 tenths of time, but still 13th quick. As we look at Caleb McCarthy, was pretty quick during qualifying. I believe she was in the top 6. And as she comes through off of turn number 4. First lap for Caleb McCarthy in the 09 is going to go 7th quick, a 30.20.3020, ties Mark Zuckosi's time. Will she be able to pick up on that here? Down the back straightaway. Trying to gain everything she can down into 3 and 4. And out of turn number 4 for the final time. Will Caleb McCarthy have anything for the top 5? She does. She goes up to the top 3 at 30.033003 for the driver of the number 09 Toyota. And again, while we have a little bit of time here, let's see if we can find somebody to bring down. And why don't we bring her down? We haven't talked to her at all recently. So Caleb McCarthy, a pretty solid qualifying time for you there. And I guess just what are your expectations tonight? Obviously, you weren't here last week, so what are your plans to kind of make up some points?
Just try and go for wins. I think that right now that's what we're going to race for, is just go for the wins. This Nitro Toyota Tundra is set up pretty good. I missed it there in qualifying, so that's kind of my fault. But we'll be there at the end. It's a long race. Just got to make sure we take care of it.
All right, Caleb. Well, appreciate your time, and good luck throughout the race.
Thanks, man.
All right, that was Caleb McCarthy, driver of the number 09. Let's see if we can find somebody else to talk to. I don't know. Guess we'll bring him down here and give him a hard time for his car finally looking good. Chris, you got me, buddy?
Yes, sir.
Just good to know that we can finally see your car as you guys are getting ready to grid up here.
You can see it.
Just wanted to let you know we could finally see your car. It looks pretty fast. I guess since you're getting ready to grid up, we don't have a whole lot of time to talk, but just want to wish you good luck, and we'll see you later, man.
All right, thanks, buddy.
Got to make sure I get him back in the right place, and we did. Okay. With that being said, everybody's gridding up, and it is time for your starting lineup here tonight in the Queen City 200. Starting on the front row, in the pole position, that is the number 26 Posse Racing Ford. That is Jaden Bingman. And on the outside of row number 1, in the number 28 Full Throttle Motorsports Ford F-150, that is Robbie Bice. In row number 2 on the inside, that's Kayla McCarthy in the 09, and to her right, that's going to be the 48. We just talked to him, that's Chris Lynn. In row number 3, Landon Lacy and David Salter will round the top 6 out. Moving forward on back, Mark Zuckosi and Ryan Broderick are row 4. Row 5 is going to be David Smeal Jr. and Jimmy Barr. And row number 6, Zach Scott and Ryan Chapman. Gonna have to find my way down here because for some reason it's not showing. That's frustrating. What's going on with this? And all right, here we go. We got Briggs Swope and Justin Dilts in row 7. Row 8 is going to be Kyle Milliken and George Wood. Row 9 is going to be Stan Mayberry and Josh Aaron. Actually, it's not going to be Josh Aaron. It's actually going to be Alex Robinson who's going to take that final spot, the number 18 spot here this evening. Again, 8 cars taking the green flag. Josh Aaron is race control. He will not be on the track. With all that being said, it is time to go racing. Remember, 134 laps here this evening. Stage breaks are not 45 and 90. They're actually laps 30 and 60. That was a mistake that I made. When they come back around, they will take the green flag. Jaden Bingman, Robbie Bice on the front row. Jaden Bingman's had a really good start to this season. Currently, your points leader after Nashville Fairgrounds is the 42 of Kyle Milliken. He's been driving the wrong number. He's actually been in the 4 the last few weeks, but he is the 42. Ryan Broderick second. Jaden Bingman is third place. Ryan Chapman fourth, and Justin Dilts are your top 5. As they get set through turns 3 and 4, it is almost showtime here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Out of turn 4 for the final time before we go green. Pace truck pulls off. It is now showtime at Charlotte Motor Speedway. They're set. Here we go. Green flags in the air. Jaden Bingman pulling out front just a little bit here as they go down into turn number 1. A great push from the 09. That was Caleb McCarthy behind him. And McCarthy's going to have second all to herself. Landon Lacy going to find his way. Try to make his pass of Bice and take third. It looks like he's going to be clear going into 3 and 4. Through 3 and 4. Looks like a lot of time lost. Back in the back. Not sure what happened, but Kayla McCarthy finds herself almost 2 seconds back. A lot of momentum was lost, and now they'll have to find all the way back up to the front as Jaden Bingman just pulled away. Down the backstretch, you see the 26. Clear by 1.2 seconds already. Everybody fell back out of turn number 4 and 2 laps complete. See Kayla McCarthy here. After a bit of an incident, looks like Landon Lacy's got some damage on the rear end of his truck here, and you can see it right there. The left rear is destroyed on that truck. See if anybody else has any kind of damage there. Zuckosi's got a lot of right front damage, so early on must have been a pretty big stack up. A little bit of front end damage for David Smeal. Jimmy Barr finds himself up in the 8th position already. Moving pretty well. Christopher Lynn, a really rough start. He's down 5 spots from the beginning of this race, 4 laps in. Chris, still a clean truck, though. Then we see Zach Scott, Ryan Chapman, Justin Dilts, Briggs Swope in the 97, George Wood in that pink number 11. Kyle Milliken just riding around in the back. Stan Mayberry, Ryan Broderick, and Alex Robinson round out your field. We go back to the front and we can see Jaden Bingman out front still by about a second. Robbie Bice looks like he's catching up just a little bit. Through 3 and 4, Bingman continues to lead. Bring ourselves back here. And we see it now. Kayla McCarthy, 2.9 seconds behind our race leader. Getting a little bit of pressure from Landon Lacy. It looks like everybody's kind of chilled out right now, just kind of trying to run their race. See Jimmy Barr got around David Smeal, and Smeal having a lot of trouble with that front end damage, it looks like. Curious to see what could happen for him. He's got some front and rear end damage, it looks. Not a lot of rear end damage, but just a little bit. Christopher Lynn behind him. Early on, a little bit of action. We see Landon Lacy with some pressure behind him. That's David Salter trying to make the pass, and that number 88. David Salter and Landon Lacy having a pretty good battle here. Lacy just so much damage on that rear end. We'll see if that's going to affect him any. Salter makes the pass. Up to 4th place for the 88. Mark Zuckosi falling back into the clutches of the 81. That's Jimmy Barr working his way up, trying to get into the top 6. And I could imagine he's going to find his way around Zuckosi pretty easily with all that front end damage. Pretty much acting as a parachute on the front end of that car. Barr down the back straightaway. Trying to get around that 91 truck. Mark makes it so tough to pass him. But it looks as though out of turn number 4, not going to have him cleared quite yet. We'll see. It looks like he does now. Cleared into turn number 1. Jimmy Barr moved him up to the 6th position. David Salter continues to move forward. He has got around Landon Lacy and finds his way up to the 09. Caleb McCarthy about 3-4 tenths ahead of him. But he slowly closed that gap down. Robbie Bice in 2nd place, and Hardy's number 28. Finds himself right at 1.1 seconds behind Jaden Bingman. Bingman's led all 10 laps completed so far, working on number 11 right now down the back straightaway. Jaden Bingman's been really, really good this year, or so far this season. Unfortunately, the results don't show for it, but Bingman's been extremely consistent all season long. Finding our way back, Mark Zuckosi got passed by Smeal and Chris Lynn, and now those two go to battle. Zuckosi's fallen back into the clutch of a teammate, Ryan Chapman. Take a look just ahead of them, Christopher Lynn and David Smeal battling for that 7th position right now. See how this continues to progress here as the two leaders, or as these two are battling here up for that top 6 spot. And we got to move up into the top 5. Jimmy Barr has passed Landon Lacy. 14 laps complete. We are halfway through stage number 1. Almost halfway through stage number 1. At the completion of the next lap, we will be halfway through. But Jimmy Barr is having a pretty good run early on. Lacy continuing to fall back. David Smeal now going to look to the inside of that number 24 Charge Racing Ed's Shed-Up Shop machine. Smeal gets around, and so does Chris Lynn. Lynn's going to take the 7th position away from Landon Lacy. Lacy's falling back a lot, and he's got a lot of right side damage. Wow, didn't even realize how much damage he had on that right side of that vehicle. Back up to the front here, see David Salter holding steady behind Caleb McCarthy, about 6 tenths back of the 09 for that 3rd place spot. And early on, we've talked about him a couple times already, but Jimmy Barr, currently the biggest mover of the race since the start. 16 laps complete, 15 laps complete, halfway through stage number 1. And Jimmy Barr has gained 5 positions. That is the most on track. There are a couple tied with 4 for second most. And it starts with this man right here, Justin Dilts. up into the top 10, with Kyle Milliken and George Wood also gaining 4 positions. We see Ryan Chapman making his way around Landon Lacy. So give Ryan Chapman his 4th position so far on the race. Look back here into the back, Mark Zuckosi losing a lot of ground and continuing to drop. Stan Mayberry going to try to make a move around him here for that 14th position. Zuckosi with a lot of front end damage, not sure how it's going to affect him throughout the rest of this stage. We'll see if he gets it repaired at the end of it or the next caution. We have one car out of the race. Alex Robinson has retired his number 9 Ford. So no Alex Robinson for the rest of this race. And we'll go back out front to take a look at the guy who's led 17 of 17 laps, Jaden Bingman, now 3 seconds out front of now 2nd place, Kayla McCarthy. Robbie Bice doesn't look like he's had too many problems, just looks like he's starting to fall off, but that 09 is making some ground. We'll take a look here, see what happened to Alex Robinson while we have a minute, and we can see him crash. So we'll see if we can back that up and see a little bit more here. Looks like he was trying to bring it down pit road and just spun it into the wall, got stuck. End of his night. Go back live and take a look at Kayla McCarthy, completing lap 19. 11 to go here in stage number 1. We'll continue to look through the field. Justin Dilts has found his way up to 9th place. Not sure if somebody else. Yes, Landon Lacy continues to drop back as well. The right side of that truck is pancaked in already. We saw that in a previous shot. Get a good look at it right there. The right side is destroyed on that number 24. See it once again as they cross the start-finish line. I mean, that truck taking a beating early on in stage number 1. Bingman continuing to lead, still going strong. Dropped about 0.3 of a second in the last couple laps to Kayla McCarthy. So McCarthy may be making some ground up here, making a late stage charge to the front. Robbie Bice, he's been caught by his teammate David Salter. We'll see how hard these guys try to race each other. Obviously, they'll have some communication together. And oh, Bice extremely loose into turn number 1. Kept it going straight. Loose again off of 2. And man, he's fighting this truck something fierce. 28's definitely not handling the way he wants it to be. Keep an eye on this as it looks like Jimmy Barr continuing to try to catch up to these guys. Maybe he's not loose, maybe he's just turning it that hard into turn 1, but off of 2, he's definitely having some trouble. You see it get loose almost every time. We'll see how that continues to work for him. Jimmy Barr continuing to work his way up. The DraftKings Racing number 81. Christopher Lynn continuing to drive a pretty smart race. Running in the top 5, top 6. After a tough start to the race, he's found his way up there. Justin Dilts, now we have multiple drivers tied with 5 spots gained from the beginning of this race. Justin Dilts is 2nd of those drivers who have made that much ground. Jimmy Barr obviously started 10th. He's running 5th right now. Justin Dilts up to 9th. Having an extremely good run. Looks like he's under some pressure though. Kyle Milliken gonna try to get around him. They're gonna continue to battle. Dilts with a great run off the high side. Milliken's gonna fall back in the line. The lead keeps shrinking. Now down to 1.2 seconds. Kayla McCarthy is gaining quick on the 26 of Jaden Bingman. Take a look up here at Bingman. You can see out the backside of this truck just how close McCarthy really is. She's continuing to tone or trim down this lead, and we'll take a look at the Delta here. The gap has gone from 2.3 seconds all the way down to 1.1 seconds at the line. It is continuing to close. McCarthy has found something here. Take a look at the previous lap times from Bingman. McCarthy has been consistently 0.2 faster, or around 0.2 faster each lap. That last lap, 3.5 tenths faster. McCarthy is gaining and gaining quick. Out of turn number 4, coming to the start-finish line. 2 laps to go here in stage number 1. Jaden Bingman wheeling that number 26 for Posse Racing. But Kayla McCarthy has found something in the last few laps. Now down to just 0.3 of a second. She has closed half the distance and more, down to 1/4 of a second, and continuing to close in. Will she be able to make the pass? Final lap of stage number 1 here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. McCarthy driving it in hard. Now bringing it down the back straightaway. A 1/10 of a second away into 3 and 4. Will the move be able to be made? Gets to the left rear of Bingman, gives him a little shot. Not going to happen. Jaden Bingman is your stage 1 winner.
All right, man. Caution is out.
And there is the stage caution, the first of the day, and it happens to be for the end of the stage. With all that being said, why don't we bring the stage 1 winner up to the booth? All right, Jaden Bingman, stage 1 winner, man. Quite a show you put on there from lap 1 on. It looked like McCarthy was going to catch you there at the end, but you were able to hold her off. Kind of walk us through the stage and what seemed to be going on at the end.
Yeah, so I tried capitalizing on her obviously getting loose there at the beginning of the stage. I felt very comfortable getting out in front ahead. It just seems like her car's a little bit better on the long run, which we're going to do some adjustments here to try and fix that. So.
All right, man. Well, congratulations on the stage win, and look forward to talking to you later on, buddy.
All right, see you.
That was stage 1 winner Jaden Bingman. Somewhere along the lines, Stan Mayberry ended up 8th out of all of this. I'm not exactly sure where he got around everybody. That makes him the biggest mover through stage 1. The first 30 laps, he gains 9 positions. Landon Lacy down 9 spots. He ended up with a lot of damage in stage 1. Trying to chase that 24 around. One truck off pit road already. That is the number 11. That's George Wood. See if that's just George or if that's a me problem. Looks like we're all good. So George Wood, not exactly sure. We'll take a look here and see what the strategy was. Oh, that's not telling me nothing. Oh, George Wood is back down pit road. Looks like, not exactly sure what happened, to be completely honest. So, with all that being said, Jaden Bingman is going to be your race leader. Continues to lead here. In the 26, he has led every lap this evening. 34 down, all 34 go to that kid. Take a look at Mark Zuckosi. Looks like he's still got all that front end damage, so we'll see if he just kind of holding on to that quick repair for later on in this race. See Ryan Broderick in the number 1. Landon Lacy, taking a look at him. Looks like he's got that thing fixed up and ready to go. So he took his quick repair. Car was just too damaged to continue and be fast. Back to the front of the pack though. Should be taking 1 to go this time before we go green once again here at Charlotte. It's going to be Bingman, McCarthy, Salter, Bice, Jimmy Barr, Chris Lynn, David Smeal, Stan Mayberry, Justin Dilts, and Ryan Chapman. All right. Green flag coming out next time by. Stage number 2 will be underway. It will be going at 25 laps from the green flag, dropping to lap number 60. One caution this evening. It is the stage break. As we get set to continue. Down the back straightaway for the final time under caution. Pace truck's going to pull in when we go out of turn 4. It will be green flag racing once again. We'll see if Bingman gets away just as clean as he did in the first stage. He pulled out to almost a 2-second lead at the end of lap number 1. Here we go. Pace truck pulls out, and Bingman takes off. Green flag back in the air. Into 1 and 2, Jaden Bingman's got a half-second lead already over the field. Caleb McCarthy away cleanly in second. David Salter, Robbie Bice, and Chris Lynn are your top 5 as we continue here on this restart. See if Bingman will drop back. Take a look at Caleb McCarthy. Running extremely well right now in the 0-9. Trying to find a way up to the front. Take a look back through the field. Looks like a little bit of an incident there. Brake Swope's got some damage on that rear end. Ryan Broderick's going to find his way around. Swope, the right side pancaked on that number 97. A lot of damage. Look at Kyle Milliken. He's got some damage on the right side as well. Mark Zuckosi gets by. See if Zach Scott tries to make a move here. Looks like he won't. We will continue to stay green. David Smeal locked in a battle with Stan Mayberry right here. Smeal and Mayberry running extremely well side by side. We'll see if Smeal can pull away down the back straightaway here. Oh, a little bit of contact. It looked like going into 3. Everybody keeps it straight. They keep moving. Back up to the front, we see David Salter attempting to make a pass on Caleb McCarthy. Salter sideways. He's gonna go around and down into the inside wall. Caution's gonna come out. And not exactly sure what is going on here. There's some technical issues, I guess. Salter with a problem. Landon Lacy was on pit road. He looks like he's hurt the right front. Pretty bad there, but we're going to take a look at David Salter's incident here. Through 1 and 2, you can see him getting sideways, and it looks like Vice just could not stay off of him. And down into 3 and 4, and it didn't let me see it again. So that's insane. So Salter with an issue. Jaden Bingman continues to lead. He's led every single lap tonight. 41 of 41 when they come across the line. First caution of the night that was not a stage break here at lap number 41. And while I got the time, I'd like to give a quick shout out. Elevated Outdoors, Affordable SEO, and Speed Demon Incorporated. Couple cars taking the bait going down pit road. Looks like Robbie Vice and Jimmy Barr will be 2 of the ones that we find there. I don't have a clue what's going on right now. Apologies for the quietness. Was trying to take a few minutes to get some stuff sorted out, trying to fix the issues that I'm having here. Because I don't really know why why I'm having these issues, to be truthfully honest. Yeah, we're having some serious issues right now with what's going on. See if we get it fixed here. Again, apologies for all the issues. Not exactly sure what's going on with this stuff tonight. 44 laps complete. We'll be going green at this time by out of turn number 4. Pace truck pulls off. And Bigman fires away. Green flag back in the air. Yeah, that's just unbearable. That's not going to work at all. That's barely going to work. Give me just a quick second. Let me see if I can fix this stuff here. Alright. Here we go. Let's see if this gets any better. 46 laps complete. Jaden Bigman continues to be your leader through all 46 laps. How about David Smeal finds himself up in second right now. Got around Caleb McCarthy on the restart. David Smeal in the number 29 finding a way up to the front here throughout this race. Got a driver on pit road right now. That is George Wood. He's going to go a lap down. David Smeal continues to run in second here. A great battle for the second position. Got 3 cars. Nose to tail. Caleb McCarthy third. Christopher Lynn in fourth. And sneaking into the picture is Stan Mayberry.
All right, man. Caution is out.
Got a caution on the speedway. Ryan Chapman looks like he went around. See if we can get a replay of it. Looks like Robbie Weiss had an issue and both of them went into the wall. So we'll go back live. Chapman's the only one that went around. Taking a few seconds, caution out. 50 laps complete next time by. Jaden Bigman has led every single lap this evening. 3 cautions this evening, 2 of which for incidents on the raceway. And the other one is due to a stage break. Continuing to try to look through to fix these issues because I don't know why it's doing this stuff. See if that fixes the problem. Should help a little bit. Looks as though that has. For the time being. See if the problem solves itself. If it doesn't, we're just gonna have to call it a night because I'm not gonna sit here and call the race when it looks that bad. So see if we can get it figured out. Trying my best here. Once again, I do apologize that we're having such issues. .51 laps set to come to an end here. Means we will have 9 laps to go in the stage. Unsure. I believe the lights should go out on the pace track, which means we'll be restarting with 8 to go in the stage. And in fact, we are. So it'll be Jaden Bigman, David Smeal, Christopher Lynn, Stan Mayberry, Mark Zuckosi, Jimmy Barr, Kyle Milliken, Zach Scott, your top 8, David Salter and Caleb McCarthy. Round out your top 10, Landon Lacy, Justin Dilts, Rick Swope, Robbie Bice are 11 through 14. Zuckosi still got the right front damage on his vehicle. Take a look back at Caleb McCarthy. Back there in the 09. Gonna try to make her way back up through the field. Landon Lacy with a lot of front end damage on his truck. And now out of turn number 4. Pace Shark's gonna pull off. 8 laps to decide stage number 2. Jaden Bigman and David Smeal will lead him to the green. Pace Shark's out. Bigman floors it. Green flag in the air. Down into 1 and 2. Jaden Bigman has about a quarter of a second lead over David Smeal with 2 teammates running 1-2 right now. Chris Lynn, the DraftKings number 48, finds himself in 3rd. And how about Mark Zuckosi? He's running in the top 5 in 4th. Kyle Milliken right behind him. Some damage on the right side of his truck. We're going to continue to try to move forward here. Back up to the front, David Smeal to the inside. Will he get around Jaden Bingman? Through 1 and 2, out of turn number 2. Chris Lynn goes to the high side, and Smeal may be stuck on the bottom here. Into 3 and 4. Smeal continuing to try to fight for that second spot. Almost contact. He's got some right side damage on that truck, just now noticing. Might be slowing him down just a little bit. Continuing to run here through 1 and 2. 6 laps to go in stage number 2. Jaden Bingman continuing to lead. He's led all 54 laps completed here today. Down to the bottom, look at Kyle Milliken trying to get a run on the number 29. Not going to happen. He goes up to the outside. Looks like he taps the wall. Chris Lynn, though, he's going to take second place away from David Smeal, and they all continue to follow that number 26 truck. That's Jaden Bingman, again, continuing to lead. Down the back straightaway, you can see Kayla McCarthy's found her way up 3 spots from the restart, up to 7th place. Landon Lacy's found himself up 2. He's up to 9th. Four to go here in stage number 2. And we will see if any of these top 4 have anything for the race leader. Kyle Milliken to the outside, trying to get around David Smeal. Will he make the move? No, cuts to the inside. We'll see if Milliken tries to get a run down the inside here of the 29. Milliken trying to make a run, not going to happen. Out of turn 4, once again, 3 laps to go in stage 2. Chris Lynn going to continue to try to get a run here on this 26. Down the backstretch, Lynn takes a peek to the inside. Not going to make the run. Smeal trying to make a move to the outside, and looks like he backed off of it. He's going to lose some ground. A lot of questions here. 2 to go in the stage. Can anybody get around that 26? Bingman's been the class of the field. He's led every lap so far this evening. In the 3 and 4, they'll take the white flag here in stage number 2. Smeal way up the track. Going to have to keep it out of the wall. He does. Kyle Milliken's going to take 3rd. Kayla McCarthy is going to follow through to take 4th away. So McCarthy, a really good run here to get back up into the top 5. But now it's all on Chris Lynn. Will he have anything for your race leader? Down the backstretch for the final time in stage 2. 3 and 4. Bingman's going to try to block the low side. Lynn's going to try to get a good run. It's not going to happen. Jaden Bingman, 60 laps completed. All 60 of them have been led by that number 26 truck. Stage 2 is over. Bingman again, stage winner. Paul's just trying to get rid of something here. Couldn't have any more problems in this race if we tried here from a technical standpoint. Kyle Milliken and Jaden Bingman leads them down pit road. Having a lot of issues right now. Just bear with it for just a moment. I think it should be fixed here momentarily. Kyle Milliken stays on the track along with David Salter. Those two are now your race leaders. See if this fixes itself here in a moment. Should have. And with all that also being done, let's see if we can get a word with anybody. Milliken's coming down pit road here along with David Salter, so Jaden Bingman will be there, but he has no longer led every lap of the race. Kyle Milliken took that honor away. And we could not be having any worse luck if we tried here, I don't think. Alright, so it's going to be Jaden Bingman and Caleb McCarthy on the front row here in this restart. Followed by Chris Lynn, Stan Mayberry, Landon Lacy, Jimmy Barr, Mark Zuckosi, Justin Dilts, David Smeal, and Zach Scott. Looks like Smeal took his fast repair. Truck's all cleaned up. Mark Zuckosi, we'll see here. Looks like he's got his fast repair taken. The only one that doesn't have one to use, truck's going to be damaged still, is going to be that 24 Landon Lacy. Took his earlier when he absolutely pancaked the right side on the wall, but it looks like that truck's done for the night in terms of being competitive. Pace lights out on the pace truck. Looks like Jaden Bingman took the high side here for this restart. See if this thing fixes itself here. Alright, here we go. Green flag gonna come out next time by 68 laps to go when they cross the start-finish line. Bingman on the outside. He's going to take off first and get away clean by over half a second as they cross the start-finish line. Jaden Bingman caught everybody sleeping on that restart. Goes down into turn number 1 and 2. All by himself. And we'll see if he's able to pull away here. Down the backstretch into 3 and 4. Bigman continuing to lead. He has led 65 of 66 laps complete here this evening. He has dominated this entire race so far. And now, the only question is, does the 09 of Caleb McCarthy have anything for him? McCarthy running extremely well there in that Nitro Racing number 09 Toyota. Trying to find her way up to the front. Landon Lacy still up in the top 3. Even with all that damage, he still finds himself running extremely fast. As a matter of fact, he just ran the 3rd fastest lap that time by. Stan Mayberry finds himself up to 4th. Jimmy Barr in 5th. With Mark Zuckosi to the inside. Zuckosi finally got this truck fixed after some stage 1 damage. And he's trying to make his way up to the front. You saw Barr and Smeal both do almost the exact same thing. David Smeal's finding his way back up to the front. We'll talk about Stan Mayberry for a minute. He has found his way up 13 spots from the start of the race. That is by far the biggest mover of this evening. As Mayberry's all the way down to the inside, along with some other drivers here. We'll see what just happened. If it'll work, I guess that's the real question. Wow, what a terrible broadcast this has been. I apologize to everybody who's had to watch all this. Can't even see what's going on the track. What we do know is Mayberry's fallen all the way back to 13th place. Robbie Bice is back in 15th. So when we were just talking about Stan Mayberry, he was all the way up 13 spots. He's no longer that far up. And now we look at David Smeal. Correction, Brake Swope's the biggest mover so far. 6 spots. 70 laps complete here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And we have a battle for the lead. Caleb McCarthy to the inside of the 26. Bingman going to try to get the run off the high side. No contact. That was extremely close. But no contact, and they continue to battle down the back straightaway. Contact there, and that's going to send Bingman up the track. The right side of left side of Ingman's truck's destroyed. The right side of McCarthy's truck looks damaged as it is. And did that just open the door for Landon Lacy to find his way back up? Bingman, the whole left side of his truck. That's the first non-green, or the first green flag laps he has not been out front for. And now it's going to be McCarthy and Lacy with 2 damaged trucks up front trying to battle away. So the beginning of stage 3 shows some drama early. And now Landon Lacy to the inside of Caleb McCarthy. He's looking to try to lead his first laps of the day. We'll see if he can get it done. Not going to happen. Caleb stays out front, 73 complete. Bingman back to the inside of Lacy. Will Jaden Bingman be able to take second place back away? Looks like he will. Into turn 1. Bingman clears him. And Jaden's trying to find his way back up to the front here. Can't be happy with what happened previously and falling back to the back, and I don't know anybody that would be. took a door from McCarthy, and of course it probably was not intentional, but just a turn of events, neither one wanting to give each other room with 60 laps to go. So Bingman trying to catch back up here, and he's doing it in a hurry. Jimmy Barr has found his way up to 4th place, by the way, gotten around David Smeal and back around Mark Zuckosi. But the focus should be on the lead right now. The battle up there is intense. David Salter finding his way back up into the top 10. He is now in 10th after the pass of Greg Swope. The battle continues to commence up front. McCarthy and Bingman. Bingman continues to try to catch up. We'll see if he can make that all happen. Continuing to hold steady around 2/10 back of race leader Kayla McCarthy. Jaden Bingman's just trying to make a run anywhere he can. I was going to say right now, there's a guy catching up to these two and catching up to the lead in general. That is Jimmy Barr. Reeling him in slowly but surely. We'll take a look here at his lap times. Not compared to Smeal. Compared to Kayla McCarthy, McCarthy has been just a little bit slower than Smeal, or slower than Barr each time, as Jimmy Barr continues to try to catch back up to the front of pack. McCarthy continuing to lead 80 laps, or just taking the across the start finish line for lap number 80, 79 complete here. Bingman dominating the first 2 stages, led every single lap of both stages, 60 for 60. Not anymore. He is now back in second, 1 point fell back to third. We saw McCarthy make a run at him earlier in this race and come close to passing him for the win on stage number 1. Did not happen. He was able to hold her off, but right now we can see McCarthy starting to pull away just a little bit. Jimmy Barr starting to fade, Landon Lacy starting to fade. It really just comes down to these top 2 and how clean they're able to keep their stuff. I want to point out again, George Wood has also parked it for the evening out of this race. He will come home in 17th position ahead of Alex Robinson. Ryan Chapman, the 1 car that is not on the lead lap that's currently still in the race. 15 cars on the lead lap. Robbie Bice rounds out that lead lap group. And as I just said, Ryan Chapman, the 1 car a lap down. We'll go through the field real quick. Kayla McCarthy out front, and I mean, it was only a matter of time before we get to see her up there. She's had a pretty solid start to her season. As we continue to look here, the 09. Kayla out of Fort Worth, Texas, driving the 09 Nitro Racing at Toyota Tundra. Try saying that fast. Been really good, been up front in the races she started this season. Just hasn't quite happened for her yet to get a win here in the Truck Series. We've been 3 for 3 in different winners in 3 races so far. Will she be the 4th? And speaking of people looking to be the 4th different winner in 4 races, Jaden Bingman, he led the first 60 laps this evening. Bingman just trying to find his way through this race, and obviously with the left side damage, potential pit stop here in this race could give him a chance to make it a race again, as he's fallen back about 3/4 of a second of Kayla McCarthy. Speaking of guys that don't want to see another winner this season, Landon Lacy, he has already won. He was the winner of the inaugural National Sim Racing League Elevated Outdoors Truck Series race at Richmond Raceway. Lacy's been extremely consistent every race he's been in, finishing positions of 1st and 2nd in 2 starts here with the National Sim Racing League. Jimmy Barr in third. He's currently top 5 in points, and he's had extremely bad luck, especially last week. It did not go very well at Nashville Fairgrounds. This week, he's looking pretty good, finds himself in the top 5, and currently second in the board of biggest movers to Stan Mayberry. Running in fifth, that's a 29. That's the man out of Madeira, Pennsylvania, David Smeal Jr. He continues to run extremely well each time he gets in the car. Unfortunately, last week had some tough luck as well, getting involved in a wreck on lap 1. But he's bounced back this week extremely well. He did not finish last week's race. This week, on the other hand, currently in the top 5, looking like a pretty solid run for the driver of the Posse Racing, number 29. Right behind him, the number 48, that's Christopher Lynn in the DraftKings Racing Chevrolet. And he's had a mix of good and bad luck. He's also not only on the track, but off the track and getting his paint schemes to show up properly. So good to see Chris Lynn, the number 48, working his way through the field and currently running a very solid P6. Mark Zuckosi, he's had a pretty solid run here today. Unfortunately, had some trouble early in the race. Destroyed the front end of the truck. He fell back into the outside the top 10 at times. Finding himself running really well right now, up in P7. He just needs a little bit more out of that affordable SEO and marketing, number 91. Looking behind him, a guy who finished second last week in the race, but post-race was given a 1-lap penalty for pitting while the pits were closed prior to stage number 2 being completed. Now, the reason he pitted, he had a black flag, had to come down and serve it. Unfortunately, it just didn't work out. He still had to eat the penalty. But Kyle Milliken, so far, 2 straight second-place finishes, at least on track. Now, he didn't get the second-place finish last week, but currently running in 8th. An off week for him, but I assume he'll bounce back. He's got some damage on the right side. We'll see if he can get that fixed up and move on. Stan Mayberry out of Rolla, Missouri. And then number 99, One Main Financial Chevrolet. He continues to run extremely well up in the top 10. He is currently your biggest mover tonight, 8 spots from his starting spot of 17th. Stan with some right rear damage right there. This is his first start in the truck series this season, to my knowledge, and he's having a pretty good go of things right now. Justin Dilts running in the 10th spot. He rounds out your top 10, driver out of Phillipsburg, Pennsylvania, in the Speed Demon Incorporated and Speed Demon setups. Number 19, also with affordable SEO and elevated outdoors on it. Justin Dilts having a really solid season. He currently sits 5th in points. Just needs to keep staying consistent, get himself back up towards the front. He actually ended up with a 3rd place finish with the 1-lap penalty for Kyle Milliken. So Justin Dilts trying to continue to build some momentum going forward. And now last week's winner, Ryan Broderick, in the number 1 Toter Ford F-150. He continues to just kind of ride around today. It looks like he's got some damage on the front end. Just kind of not the day he expected to have. I talked to him before the race. He thought he was going to be fast, thought he was going to have a really quick truck. It just doesn't look like it's working out for him, so you see him currently running in the 11th position this evening. Zach Scott in the Circle B diecast number 43. And he's had a decent race. He just kind of got some rear end damage. Hard to say how he's feeling about it. I don't think he's feeling too bad. Definitely not as good a performance as he had last week. Last week he was up battling it up front for part of the race, so hope to see him get back up there. Definitely got to be a frustrating week for the driver of the 43. Robbie Bice could say the exact same thing. You can see all the damage. He was just involved in a couple accidents here recently. So the driver of the Hardys, number 28, not having a good go of things this evening at Charlotte. Looking to probably just move forward to next week. Take a look back there. That is Ryan Chapman. He is a lap down. We're going to talk about the other 2 that have gone lap down since we talked about it last. Ryan Chapman, though, currently just riding things out. He was involved in a previous caution and had to pit for repairs. Looks like he's got some right front damage. Just kind of riding it out. Not the week he wanted to have either in that speed image setups, affordable SEO, and marketing. Number 7. David Salter back there in the number 88. He's out of Pasadena, Maryland. And he's just trying to find everything he can out of this thing to stay in it. I mean, hoping for a caution or something to get him back on the lead lap. The driver of the Full Throttle Motorsports number 88. Just trying to continue to push forward. A lot of right side damage you can see right there as he went by. Car on pit road, Landon Lacy, by the way. We'll see. Take a look at what he's doing. It looks like he's getting tires, trying to short pit it here. Greg Swope finds himself a lap down as well out of Arkansas City, Kansas. And the driver of the 97, DraftKings Racing, number 97. Sponsored by Elevated Outdoors and Speed Demon Setups. Continuing to run front end damage as a few other cars have, but he just keeps pushing forward. And we'll see what he's got, but that is the round out of the field here. Take a look at Landon Lacy back out on the track. He's got fresh tires. He's going to get passed by Ryan Chapman, so put Chapman up to 3rd. Another truck on pit road. That's Jaden Bingman finding himself trying to short pit and get around Caleb McCarthy. Now, I assume right here he's going to be using his fast repair. We'll see what happens. Looking back, we see Jimmy Barr found himself up to 2nd place. About 6 3/4 seconds off of Caleb McCarthy, and you think at some point he may just come down pit road, try to short pit her and get some time, but you never really know. Could be staying out trying to lead a lap. Jaden Bingman off pit road. Fast repair taken. And we're going to see if he's got a chance to go out and win this thing. Now, you know that kid doesn't want to see a caution right now. Kayla McCarthy continuing to lead. She would love a caution right now to trap those guys behind, especially the likes of Lacy and Bingman. 10 cars on the lead lap now. Zach Scott, the final of those. Robbie Bice, the first car a lap down. And just as we thought about it, the caution comes out. Oh my goodness. Robbie Bice on pit road. He's not the first car a lap down. It's going to be Landon Lacy. Now, McCarthy's going to have to come down pit road. The rest of these guys should be able to get their laps back, but that kills track position. We're going to take a look at the replay. You can see it right here. A 99 Stan Mayberry coming down on the pit road, and it just hung right into the wall. Took a hard left. And wow, what a vicious impact to the inside wall for Stan Mayberry, and that will end his night. The driver out of Rolla, Missouri. Robbie Bice is the free pass car. You can see him getting his lap back now. Or getting a lap back now. I don't know if he got the free pass or not. We will see who exactly gets that. Now, I assume everybody who is a lap down will get their laps back. And down pit road they go. They're going to come down, probably take 4 tires, fill it up. Kayla McCarthy, I would expect to take a fast repair here with all the damage on the right side if she's got one left. That'll be interesting to see if she does. Multiple cars down pit road now. Keep an eye on the bottom of your screen. That is the time everybody spent on pit road. For some reason, this is continuing to give us fits here. It says David Smeal crashed. Let's see here. Smeal coming off pit road. Oh, David Smeal. Oh, man. What are you doing? Well. You know what? We haven't talked to him in the couple weeks we've been here, so let's bring him up. All right, David Smeal, you're having a pretty solid race. Don't know what you did off pit road there. If you want to care to explain it, since the whole world just saw it.
Nah, I got a little frustrated myself. I missed my pit box for a second stop in a row and kind of just light him up, leaving pit road. Hopefully, I just put some heat in him and it's not gonna bite me in the butt too much here on this restart.
Yeah, you definitely did something. Couldn't believe it. I looked down and I was being told that David Smeal crashed, and I was like, oh my goodness. But seems like it's been a solid night for you, though. I mean, kind of walk me through where you're at as we're still under pace laps here.
So far so good. I mean, the bottom was good for me early in 1 and 2. I had a hard time figuring out 3 and 4. I was really pushing tight. Made some adjustments on that first stop, got me better. Found a really good line there. Shot me to second, I think, in stage 2. Had some contact with Chris, got me in the wall. I lost a couple spots at the end of that stage, but if I could just stay out of my one way here, I'll have a lot better finish tonight than I started.
All right, man. Well, appreciate talking to you as always, buddy, and maybe we'll be able to have a conversation with you at the end of this thing.
Hopefully, bud. Look forward to it.
All right, man. All right, that's David Smeal. Had to make sure we put him back in the right place, which we did. David Smeal currently sitting in 6th position right now. Finds himself behind the likes of Mark Zuckosi, Kyle Milliken, Jimmy Barr, Chris Lynn, and Kayla McCarthy. Now, Kyle Milliken, as it stands, is the biggest mover of the race. He's up 11 spots from his starting spot of 15th. Have a few cars a couple laps down now. Ryan Chapman stays a lap down. Stan Mayberry goes 3 laps down now after his incident, which brought out the caution. Looks like everybody's being waved around. Lights are out on the face truck, and we're going to go green next time by. There will be 31 to go as they cross the start-finish line. And if you think this race has been great so far, just wait and see what it gets like here as the race winds down. Hope you guys can see it though, right? But again, I do apologize. I don't know what's going on tonight. I'll make sure we work on it, get it back, and figure it out next week. That's for sure. But I appreciate everybody who's stuck around, stayed tuned in here tonight. Like I said, everything hasn't really gone to plan. We'll make sure we get that taken care of next week. But thanks everybody for sticking it out. Now here we go as they come around 3 and 4, and we'll take the turn. Pace truck's gonna take the hard turn left down pit road. Kayla McCarthy's gonna lead him to green in the 09 Toyota Tundra. Pace truck makes that left turn, and we are racing once again here at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Green, green, green.
Not a great start for the 48 of Chris Lynn. That gives Jimmy Barr a great jump, and he's going to find 2nd place. McCarthy's truck looks clean here. It looks like she's going to get away and out to a hefty 6/10 of a second lead. Now directly behind Jimmy Barr, that's Mark Zuckosi, and we'll take a look there for that 2nd place battle. Zuckosi hasn't been out front or towards the front all night. Had again some front end damage early on that really set him back throughout the first couple stages. Got minimal stage points, but now he's sitting here running just fine, and I don't know if he's going to be able to work with Jimmy Barr or not to get them both up towards the front. I think the ultimate goal would be just that, to work together and get towards the front, but it might not work that way. Taking a look back there in the 5th position, battling for now 4th, that's Ryan Broderick. He's on the apron. A little bit of contact with Milliken. Milliken in the wall. And Kyle Milliken, a lot of damage to the right side of his truck. No caution. wow, if it would let me show you guys what's going on, that would be great. A lot of right side damage to that number 42, Ryan Broderick. A little over opportunistic on that attempt. He's got a lot of rear end damage. Not sure if anyone got into him. Christopher Lynn might have. He's got a lot of damage on that front end that he did not have before the restart. And I see Jaden Bingman. He's trying to make his way back through the field. He's the only one who's been able to compete with that number 09 of Kayla McCarthy. Take a look back here, though. Jimmy Barr, he's been reeling in McCarthy just over the last half lap or so. Down to about 4.5 tenths of a second as they continue to gain out of turn number 4. Jimmy Barr has got something figured out in that 81 truck. He is moving towards the front. That DraftKings Motorsports number 81 is high flying right now. He's now down to 3.5 tenths over just the course of a lap. Him and Mark Zuckosi have worked extremely well together to get back up here. And that's kind of what I was just talking about a few minutes ago. Mark's got to work with Jimmy to keep himself in it, and Jimmy got extremely loose. Still gaining time, though. Actually held strong. Now he's gaining time again. Now down to 1/4 of a second. The battle for the lead might be heating up here. We thought no Jaden Bingman, no problem for Kayla McCarthy, but Jimmy Barr is showing that he's got something for her. Finding his way up towards the front and continuing to claw his way into this battle for the lead. "25 laps to go here in this tonight's race here from Charlotte Motor Speedway, the Queen City 200. And Barr continuing to try to get up there and get close to Kayla McCarthy. Mark Zuckosi's actually fallen off. He's about 0.3 of a second behind Jimmy, as the top 3 are the only ones who are really still in this thing. Ryan Broderick's 3 seconds back, and from there the distance grows. We'll see if anybody's got anything for Kayla. Through 1 and 2, Jimmy Barr continuing to gain time. He's now down to 1.5 tenths, and he continues to shrink the gap. Jimmy Barr has found something late in the race here in that number 81. Down the backstretch into 3 and 4. Barr trying to keep right along the back tailgate of that number 09. Mark Zuckosi not able to find anything in terms of picking up time on these top 2. We'll see if Jimmy Barr has to use up his stuff here to catch up to her. They've gained a lot of time, but is she saving her stuff to try to get to the end? That's something we'll have to find out. Through 3 and 4. And Barr is now under 1/10 of a second behind, right on the tailgate of that 09. Barr trying to peek to the inside, show the nose. Chris Lynn on pit road, by the way. Not sure what happened to him. He might have blown up, actually, as a matter of fact. I heard something sounded like that, and yeah, it looks like he's coasting down pit road. So Chris Lynn's night might be done. Jimmy Barr, on the other hand, trying to keep DraftKings Racing alive for a win here tonight. 1/10 of a second, that is the gap, and Mark Zuckosi's closing back in. The battle between the top 3, it's only going to get more and more exciting from here. 21 laps to go. 2 Chevys and a Toyota, your top 3 tonight. As we look at it here, see the congregation that we have here this evening. A lot of Chevys, a lot of Fords, not quite a handful of Toyotas, about 3 of them to be exact. We go back to the gap here. I want to talk about something real quick. The fastest lap of the race so far this evening has been set by 2 guys. Actually, no, it has not. It has been set by one person in particular, Kyle Milliken, a 30.29, 3029. That's their fastest lap of the race so far. Don't expect to see a faster lap, but man, we got some fireworks getting set to be shot off here. If this battle for the lead gets any more intense, Jimmy Barr is chasing down Caleb McCarthy. Now, in terms of gap, the gap hasn't really shrunk or gained because it's been a tenth of a second for the last 3 or 4 laps. But Jimmy is trying to find anything he can to catch up to her. He lost a lot of time trying to run the high side through 3 and 4, and I hope that didn't just throw him completely out of this. Jimmy's really trying to rip the high side. It's just not working. We'll see if he's able to pull back in here and catch back up. Could be falling back to try to get Zuckosi in here and see if those two can push each other up to the front. 18 laps to go when they cross the start finish line. 17 to go when they start the line. And McCarthy is starting to pull away a little bit. Flex some muscle out in the front. We'll take a look back as that gap continues to grow between McCarthy and Jimmy Barr. We're going to take a look at David Smeal, who finds himself all alone up here in 4th. 3 seconds back, 3.5 seconds back of Mark Zuckosi, and about a second ahead of Landon Lacy. Ryan Broderick trying to battle and get around Landon Lacy. Both of these two have front end damage. Ryan's got a lot more on the rear end. Kind of holding him back. And look at Justin Dilts. I mean, he's found his way up to the front. And he's currently second in terms of biggest movers of the race, up 7 spots from 14th starting position. Has a little bit of damage on the rear end of that truck, but otherwise he's kept it clean, and he is running a great race this evening. Jaden Bingman, unfortunately, it looks like heartbreak once again for him. 16 laps to go. I just don't see him getting all the way back up. He'd have to make up 7.5 seconds. That'd be almost 2 seconds a lap. Caleb McCarthy continues to lead, and honestly, she's had probably the best race of anybody that's not Jaden Bingman. She definitely deserves to be up there, though. I mean, up front, she kept it clean all night, and she is now 15 laps away from her first win in the NSRL Elevated Outdoors Truck Series. Jimmy Barr in second, so close at one point, just a tenth away, but it looks like as long as this run goes on, he burnt his stuff up. He now sits a second back of Kayla. Mark Zuckosi finds himself 2 seconds back now, so the gap is doubled for Mark over the last few laps. And Kayla's trying to just set sail and move away. Amazing run from Jimmy Barr. Fantastic job he's done in that 81 truck. Bouncing back from what, like I said, it was a rough week last week. I mean, he found his way back up towards the front at the end, but it never really worked out the way he would have liked it to. I know that for a fact. Take a look here last week. Jimmy Barr finished 3rd in the race. Justin Dilts actually finished 2nd. I said he finished 3rd last week. He was 2nd. Jimmy Barr was 3rd. We'll talk about here the week before, Jimmy Barr also finished 3rd at Kansas. And in the first race of the season, Jimmy Barr actually did not finish at all. He was 40 laps down. So Jimmy Barr looking for his best finish of the season so far with the NSRL Truck Series. That would be 2nd place. 11 laps to go now. Talking about Mark Zuckosi, he's got 1 win this season at Myrtle Beach in the NSRL Truck Series, presented by Affordable SEO, Elevated Outdoors, and Speed Demon Incorporated, also the sponsors here this evening. But Mark Zuckosi's been extremely fast all season long in the Truck Series or in the Cup Series, and he's ran well in the trucks, especially in these open setup races. Understand that they alternate weekly. back and forth last week at Nashville Fairgrounds was, in fact, fixed setup. He struggled, didn't really enjoy that race. He said this week he was looking forward to it, even though he didn't really have a lot going for him. It worked out now. He finds himself in third, and comfortably in third now, as he is about 4 seconds ahead of fourth place. David Smeal, just a hell of a bounce back week, no matter where he finishes, whether it's in the fourth or sixth by the time this thing's over. Smeals just ran an incredible race, stayed extremely clean. Looks like Lacy got in the wall there, and Justin Dilts trying to make a pass in the grass to take fifth place away. So Justin Dilts, the guy stays so clean throughout every race and finds himself up in the front. I mean, you love to see what he's able to do. Landon Lacy, just a tough straining of luck here tonight. Had some front end damage, or had some right side damage, like destroyed the whole right side of the truck. And then come down pit road, and the very next restart got bottled up and involved and ran somebody over. Not his fault. Don't exactly know what happened, but I can tell you right now it wasn't on him. See a battle for that fourth position right now. Justin Dilts trying to take it to the inside of the 29 of David Smeal. Smeal may pull away a little bit down the back straightaway, but Dilts is going to find himself up in fifth. A great top five run no matter what if he can hold strong here in this position. Back out front to Kayla McCarthy, taking the crossing the start finish line. 7 laps to go. She's now pulled a 3-second lead in just the last 10 laps. Absolutely amazing stuff that she's been able to pull off here this evening. One of the favorites coming into the season for potentially running for a championship, should she be able to make enough races and find her way there. And with a win, she will for sure be locked in as long as she does make the minimum of races. Landon Lacy continuing to run 6th. Justin Dilts has found himself in the 4th position, and a great run for him. And that Speed Demon setup's number 19, along with Elevated Outdoors. Always good to see him run well. He's always in such a great mood when you talk to him. You know, and it's just good to see such a good guy up there in the front. Say the same for everybody here, though. I mean, everybody who's in this race, all of them great people. Love hanging out with them. Getting to talk to him pretty much daily. But Kyle Milliken, you can see him now. He's about to fall a lap down. Had an incident earlier with Ryan Broderick. Ryan Broderick currently running in 7th place. Unable to stay as clean as he did last week at Nashville Super Speedway, or correction, not Nashville Super Speedway, Nashville Fairgrounds, which drops him to 7th position. And this battle on track right now is not for position. It's Ryan Chapman. Just trying to continue himself and kind of gain some confidence going into next week, understanding he can run with some of these top 5 guys. Just don't cause a caution. Jaden Bingman continuing to run well. Had Stan Mayberry beside him for a second, but he backed off. And Bingman going to continue to try to battle, maybe pick himself up a 7th place finish. He's got some right side damage. The truck just does not look like it's sticking with him. And he falls behind. Jimmy Barr continuing to run well there in 2nd. Mark Zuckosi about a 1.5 seconds back in 3rd. But it's currently all about the 09. That's the Nitro Racing Toyota Tundra of Kayla McCarthy. Continuing to lead the way. There will be 2 laps to go, and a caution on the speedway, and oh no. I see the names, and we're going to see who it is, and we're just going to double check it to be sure. We will have a green-white checkered here this evening. 6th caution of the night, 3rd for an incident. Correction, 4th for an incident, 2 for stages, and here we go. Here is your replay. Stan Mayberry. You can see him. Oh, it looks like Bingman and, oh wow, what a heavy impact to the inside wall for Bingman. But it looks like Mayberry was a victim of circumstance there. We'll take another look from Bingman's point of view. And yep, the lap car, that's Ryan Chapman, just right up in front of him. Chopped his nose off. Both trucks hit the wall. that'll be the end of the night for those drivers. As we have drivers on pit road, and it all starts with the number 91. That's Mark Zuckosi. There are a couple drivers who did not choose to come down pit road. We will take a look at those guys here in a minute as well. Zach Scott is one of them. He's going to find himself up here in 3rd position on the restart as long as he does not come back down pit road. Kyle Milliken finding himself in 4th position right now. Jimmy Barr is going to have one last shot to get around the 09. Caleb McCarthy is going to have to try to hold off fresh tires coming behind. Mark Zuckosi is the first driver off of pit road. He's got the cleanest truck of anybody, and he definitely will have a shot here. He's going to be restarting in 5th. We'll see how that works out for him and if he can get around Zach Scott. An unfortunate end to Jaden Bingman's night. He's had such a hot start to the race, and thankfully for him, he's got a lot of stage points to fall back on, but I know that's not what he wants. 2 stage wins, leading the first 60 laps, every single lap in the first 60. Before Kyle Milliken broke that streak. And then when stage 3 started, so Zach Scott's going to come down pit road. And that's going to change things up a bit. So Mark Zuckosi is going to be on the outside of row number 2. And that might be the one thing that Caleb McCarthy did not want. Zuckosi being on the inside of row 3 kind of limits him. On the outside of row 2, that's going to change things up. While the pace lights are still on, we're going to take a quick little break here. I'll return through all the sponsors. We'll be back with the finish of stage number 3 and the conclusion of this race. All right. Lights should be going out on the pace truck this time. And we should be getting ready for one of the most exciting finishes in National Sim Racing League history. Everybody behind the front row and the front 3, Kyle Milliken on the inside of row 2, also stayed out. So from Mark Zuckosi on back, everybody's on fresher tires. We will see what anybody has to offer here. 3 laps to go. Caleb McCarthy will be the control car on the restart. You see him going down the backstretch for the final time under caution. Only one green-white checkered in National Sim Racing League Elevated Outdoors Truck Series. We did see a green-white checkered last week. It kind of went the way we expected it to. We'll see how it all goes this week. 3 laps to go. 2 to go after they take the green flag. Through 3 and 4, the pace truck. For the final time, we'll take that hard left turn down pit road. 11 drivers trying to get 1 position. And that's a win. All 11 on the lead lap. Pace truck takes the hard left turn. Caleb McCarthy going to take off. Green flags back in the air, and Mark Zuckosi. Jimmy Barr spins down to the inside. Barr with a huge spin. Caution comes out And that's going to end the race. Caleb McCarthy is going to be your race winner.
Hey, I can't type it, but it's 3 green white checkers tonight.
It's 3 tonight? Oh, when did we change that? Okay.
Like, I guess.
Yeah, that's good to know. Okay, we'll get another go at this then.
I did.
Thanks. That's our race control letting me know that we are going to get another 2 more attempts at a green white checker. So unfortunate for Jimmy Barr. And we'll see if we can take a look here. I don't know if it'll show me or not, but I'd love to know exactly what happened. Take a look at it from right here. So you can see Barr just, I mean, he just spun the tires. I mean, there's nothing he could do. Kyle Milliken found his way off the track. It's obviously not going to show me any of this, so there's no point in even trying. But there will be another attempt. And Kayla McCarthy is going to pull it down. No, she's not. That was, almost had me. You almost had me, 09. McCarthy not going to go down pit road. Jimmy Barr does. He's going to take some fresh tires and try to get some of that track position back. An unfortunate way for his night to end. Thought he was going to have a second place finish. If it would have ran green all the way out, unfortunately an incident towards the end kind of killed that opportunity. And another chance at a green white checkered. Now, I don't know if anybody other than Mark Zuckosi is going to have a shot here. Maybe Smeal. Maybe Landon Lacy. I said that too many times, but Landon Lacy might have a shot here. We'll see what happens. Will McCarthy be able to hold everybody off? She is on the oldest tires. We'll take a look at that current situation going right now. McCarthy has currently got 38 laps on her tires. Everybody else is on fresher tires by at least 5 laps. It's going to be interesting to see how this all works out. Will McCarthy hold on for a podium in her first win? Will Mark Zuckosi get his first win? Will Landon Lacy spoil the party and be the first 2-time winner in the Truck Series? Will Ryan Broderick spoil the party and be the first 2-time winner in the Truck Series? Would David Smeal be able to pull out of the woodwork from 5th place and go to win? How about Briggs Swope? I mean, there's a lot of opportunities here. 10 cars on the lead lap. Jimmy Barr happens to be the final one. Actually, Ryan Chapman happens to be the final one on the lead lap right now. Kyle Milliken going to be a lap down. Looks like, I believe he was involved in an incident over, or on that restart after the Jimmy Barr spin. Don't know exactly what it was or what happened because technical difficulties are really hurting us here in terms of quality. So once again, I apologize. I want to thank everybody who stuck around and dealt with this. I know it's been a rough night. So just my personal shout out to say thank you for working through it. Doubled up. They're going to go green this time by. Pace Truck's going to pull. No, they're not. Correction. They're going to go green next time by, I believe. Because everybody is already doubled up. Normally they don't do that until the final lap. Going to go for a ride along board here with Mark Zuckosi, driver of the 91. think the favorite at the time right now to go out and get this thing is the guy who is on the outside of that front row. That is Mark Zuckosi. I mean, freshest tires, least damage on the car out of anybody in that front top 5 other than Caleb. But again, Caleb's got a lot of damage. I think Ryan Broderick may have a shot. Lacy may have a shot, but I really think that Zuckosi is the only one who stayed clean enough to make this work tonight. We'll see, though. I've been wrong before. As they come around out of 3 and 4, this time the pace truck will make that hard left turn down pit road, and the green flag will fly once again. Second green-white checkered attempt of the evening. 3 scheduled, or 3 allowed. Definitely not scheduled, but 3 will be allowed this evening. And here we go. Pace truck. Turns left. And green flag's going to fly. Green flag's back in the air at Charlotte. And Mark Zuckosi with a great restart. Stayed right with the 0-9. But look at Ryan Broderick. He's going to try to find his way up there. Broderick cuts down in front of Landon Lacy. Can he get around Mark Zuckosi? Zuckosi going to go to the outside immediately of Kayla McCarthy. Not going to do that. He's going to try to go follow her down the back stretch. Into 3 and 4. Coming to the white flag. Mark Zuckosi to the outside. He's going to try to make the pass. He's not going to be able to do it. Ryan Broderick getting a huge push from Landon Lacy. He's up to second. Who's going to get back here first? 1 lap to go at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Ryan Broderick getting the push of his life. Trying to get around Kayla McCarthy. Not going to happen for him. Mark Zuckosi to the outside. Down the back straightaway for the final time. Into 3 and 4. Who's going to get back to the line? Zuckosi on the outside. McCarthy on the inside. It's going to be a drag race. Zuckosi into the wall. They all wreck. McCarthy across the line sideways. She is going to win here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And on her lid at the end, and we're going to take a look at the end of this thing because what a race it was. We're going to have to go back even further in this. So we're going to have to go all the way back here. Through turn 4, you can see Zuckosi getting the wall. He tries to cut down, cuts across Smeal. Kayla McCarthy becomes the 4th different winner in the National Sim Racing League Truck Series. You can see her parking it there. And with that, wow, what a race. So it's going to be Kayla McCarthy, Mark Zuckosi, Ryan Broderick, David Smeal, and Landon Lacy, your top 5. And we're gonna go ahead and bring 3rd place up here. Ryan Broderick, a 3rd place finish for you, buddy, and looked like you might have had a shot at the win, and it just unfortunately didn't go your way this evening. What do you think you could have done differently there at the end?
Well, the difference between me and everyone else is, unlike everyone else out here, I didn't plan on driving through people left and right, so. I didn't look at the rear bumper and run people up the track. I tried to get to Kayla and give her a little nudge, but I wasn't going to drive through people. But, you know, some other people want to do that. That's all. They can do that.
All right, man. Anybody you want to thank this evening?
I'd like to thank my team. Got a good setup from BRS, so shout out to them. And got me a good finish. I had no brakes, and the brakes were being iffy on my pedals, so that didn't go well, but we salvaged the finish, I guess.
All right, buddy. Well, good to talk to you. A solid way to back up a win last week, and congrats on that podium.
Appreciate it, man.
All right, that was Ryan Broderick, your 3rd place finisher. And now we're going to bring up our 2nd place finisher, Mark Zuckosi. And, man, you almost had it. You were so close, got into the wall off of turn 4. I mean, obviously, you could say that's the difference between you winning and coming home second. But I guess take us through your race, because you had damage in the beginning that kind of held you back, and then got back to the front. So just take us through your race, man.
Yeah, so at the beginning there, I think Kayla got in trouble early there. Landon checked up. I checked up. I had Salter behind me. Tried staying off him. We got together. Had some front end damage for good first half of the race. Got it fixed up in the third stage and just started dialing it in. And we got it to where it was probably a solid third to fifth place car. I mean, short run we had the speed. Long run it was decent, but some of these other guys were a little bit better. But yeah, at the very end, man, we had the fresh. We were furthest out front with the freshest tires. We had it. Gave it away off of 4. It snapped loose. Just got the wall a little bit, and that was it. Very disappointing, but at the same time, we didn't have a truck to win. So I mean, to have a shot, I mean, that's all you can ask for.
All right, man. I'll let you go ahead and give your thanks and shout out whoever you want.
Yeah. Thanks to Affordable SEO, Speed Demon Setups, Speed Demon TV. Man, my teammates, Justin Dilts and Ryan Chapman. I mean, we had something decent. It wasn't looking good for us to start this race, but we got it fixed up by the end, and it was rock and rolling.
All right, man. Well, congratulations on the second place finish. I believe that's your best finish so far this season. So awesome job, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week, man.
Thanks, Tyler.
All right, that was second place finisher Mark Zuckosi, and well, let me get up here and see if she's here. Kayla McCarthy, 4th different winner in 4 races here in the Elevated Outdoors Truck Series in the National Sim Racing League, and it definitely took everything you had to hold them back there with on older tires. Just take us through your race, because it was pretty interesting to watch how all that went down.
Oh yeah, I definitely didn't want to see that caution there at the end, but because I know we had a better long run truck than we did short run truck. Obviously, with stage 1, with me running down Jaden there at the end of stage 1 and whatnot. Not quite sure what happened with me and Jaden there when we were racing for the lead. I don't know if I slid up or whatever, but if I did slide up, I apologize. It's not. Everyone knows that's not the way I race and whatnot. So there were some words shed between us and the radios, and you know, it is what it is. If he wants to talk to me, he knows where to find me. But anyways, great race by these guys. What a way to win a race. Upside down, over the line, tore up. Didn't get to get a burnout in with our truck, but
I'm about to say, it sounds familiar.
yeah.
Sounds like Auto Club.
Exactly.
But no, honestly, it was one hell of a race to watch from up here, and you did a hell of a job holding them off. I didn't think you were going to have what it took, to be completely honest with you. So to see you get up there, that's awesome, and congratulations on the win. Go ahead and give your shout-outs.
Yeah, and real quick too, we tried something there right at the end of stage 2, I think it was, when we pitted with about 8 to go in the stage, and I wanted to see how big a tires played into it. And they played a decent amount into it, but as you saw, I was only able to work my way up to 4th, and I was like, I'm just gonna stay out. But got to give my shout outs and thank yous to, first of all, my wife for allowing me to do this and put in time to do this. Nitro Setup Shop for everything they do for me. This setup that they gave me tonight was an absolute rocket ship. Russ for his time, for helping coach me and teach me and everything, and Mark and Justin and all the guys that run this league, and all the competitors. What a good way to start a Monday.
Yeah, a great way to start a Monday for sure. Awesome job, like I said. Congratulations. Seems to be a familiar sight for you in this league to finish on your lid, but win a race on your lid. But awesome job. Good to see you get it, and we look forward to seeing you back next week, Kayla.
Thanks, man. If that's what we got to do to take them, then we'll take them like that every time. We'll just keep stacking burnouts, and we'll stack them up for the end of the year.
Sounds good. Appreciate the time, and great win.
Thank you.
All right, and then In a shocking turn of events, it looks like Ryan Broderick failed post-race inspection. And by that, we mean he got disqualified for incident points. So, with all that being said, our third-place finisher instead, it becomes David Smeal. And we talked to you earlier, buddy. I don't know exactly what happened. That's wild. It says he finished third. I'm going to have to double-check everything. But with all that being the case, it looks like you are indeed the third-place finisher. So, Smeal, go ahead and take it away, buddy.
I don't even know, man. That might have been the most chaotic 2 laps I've ever driven, honestly. Was a really dicey restart. Everybody started moving. That top 5 we were moving away, and then I think we took the white. I think Landon scrubbed me up a little bit, and just somehow got a good run down the back to Mark, pushed him into 3 and 4. He slid up to the wall and left me a big enough gap, and I just kind of shot it going down the front stretch, and well, it looks like it made for a hell of a finish.
Oh, it absolutely did. It was, quite honestly, one of the best finishes we've had here in the National Sim Racing League, definitely for the Truck Series. But hell of a race, man. Go ahead and give your shout-outs.
My main team, my Posse Racing guys, everybody involved, all of our affiliated guys that, without them, we're not as quick as we are or anything like that. Shout out to everybody. That was a fun race. With Mark, Kayla, Landon, Jimmy, Chris, all night, everybody was coming and going. It was a good show. Speed Demon on the car. I rocked the Ice 9 Kills car last week, and it didn't get much camera time because I was out pretty early, but happy to bring it home P3 tonight.
Yeah, shouldn't have got any tonight either. No, I'm just playing. No, good job, man. Appreciate seeing you get up to the front. Again, it's unconfirmed whether you finished third. I guess you finished third, but it doesn't show on my official results.
From what I got told, it was incident point blacks that got guys knocked down. So
sounds good. Yeah, it still shows Broderick as third on my screen, but just in case you ended up there, we'll give you it. Also, congratulations. You and 4 other people tied for biggest mover of the race. Yeah, 5 spots from the beginning. You were started 9th, finished 4th. Mark Zuckosi, Ryan Broderick, you, Ryan Chapman, and Justin Dilts all up 5 spots apiece. Jimmy Barr, an honorable mention. He was actually in the lead for a lot of the race in terms of that award, but ends up with just 4. So, with all that being said, David, great run, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week.
Thank you, my friend.
All right, and with all that being said, we want to thank you for tuning in here tonight. Again, I appreciate everybody dealing with the technical issues we had. Hopefully I'll have that stuff taken care of and figured out by next week. An unfortunate situation, honestly. I don't really know what happened, so I'll just have to figure that out. But one of the best finishes we've seen, Kayla McCarthy, your race winner here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in here to the Queen City 200, and we will